You are listening to the Hustle and Glow podcast with Francesca Alexander. How many of you miss a good meetup group? I have a meetup group here in Oakland called the Hustle and Glow Network. The Hustle and Glow Network was founded on the principles of empowering small businesses to activate and understand basic principles in social media. And since this time in particular, we are opening the group worldwide. So all you have to do is go to the meetup website and type in Hustle and Glow Network, and you'll find me there. Also, I'll be sure to put the link in the bio, or link in the bio. It's always in the bio, but link in the show notes as well. I'd love for you to come in and check it out. We have weekly meetings for now, just to check in to see how we can collectively shift our mindsets. And as we are slowly or still in business, we need a network of women to help support each other. And this is that place. And the best part of it is, it's free. We just want to connect with other women just like you. Check out the link in the show notes, and I hope to see you on the next one. Hey, welcome to the podcast. I'm really excited. I'm recording this on the heels, at least the intro anyway, on the heels of Jacinda Ardern, and I know it's Ardern, but I think I'm getting that Kiwi-nisms. I'm turning into Madonna. I'm starting to catch some of the inflections in the voice here. But anyway, she just announced that we're actually going to be going into level 2. So what that means for us is that on this Thursday, we get to open cafes. There's a lot of restrictions, though. It's going to be interesting. We can't have more than 100 people in a cafe, and it has to be certain distances. But here in New Zealand, I mentioned before, we have a lot of cafe culture. So we're really wanting to connect just by going and getting our coffee. And actually, I just saw a PBS report on how New Zealand and Australia are doing really well in terms of flattening that curve. Now, let me just mention that Australia has literally waited a day to see what Jacinda has been doing, and then they go ahead and do the same thing. So really the leadership here is still Jacinda. In fact, it was documented hilariously by the comedian Celeste Barber, who's an Australian, every day in her Insta story. She was like, "Oh, Jacinda, I have a question for you." And she's in Australia. She goes, "I'm wondering what we're going to do this. Let's ask Jacinda." And literally anything that she mandated, Australia took on the next day. So they're having a little trouble with their leadership, as we've seen in the Australian fires. It's really heartbreaking, but that's okay. Flip to a lot of morning show, white male opinions of her saying, "Oh, I could do a better job than her." My whole response to that, and it gets me so angry, because we're getting headlines that are very misogynistic, use language that characterize her. Well, they're using sexist language. Just no other way around it. One of them is, the headline was Jacinda snaps back. I mean, are you effing kidding me? Like, you know what? For all the critics that are males out there on those little talk shows, in the morning shows, all I got to say, and I'm quoting Lizzo, "Why men great if, till they got to be great?" I mean, seriously, it's that whole focal point on female leadership. And if we look at the broad spectrum of what the world is going through, and what are those people that are really stepping into leadership, they're all the women prime ministers. There are women leaderships there that are really reducing that curve, making, I'm really grateful and thankful to being here. Level 2 is very exciting for a lot of small business owners that are going to actually start to open up. And this is a very, very exciting time for us. So aside from us getting our coffees, which we all adore and love, my husband this morning on the way to work, he said, "Oh, I got my all press coffee. All Press is a New Zealand roasting company. So as you can tell, we have a huge coffee culture here, and it does rival places like Italy. And the artisan level here is ridiculous. And I'm so grateful to be spoiled here about, tasting real coffee on the heels of as being an American. And I would get, oh my gosh, what was my drink? Oh, I couldn't even now, but it was a caramel macchiato venti. Could you just imagine how many calories that was? Holy cow. And the sugar level, oh my goodness. But whatever, it really, what I think what the difference is between coffee here, I'm so ranting on about coffee. Sorry, guys. I'll get to a point. The coffee here, you can taste it. You can taste the beans. It's kind of like the first time you've ever not put sugar in your iced tea. You're like, wow, these notes are gorgeous. You know what I mean? So there is a different taste here. It's more robust. You can taste the roasting method. You don't want to put any sweeteners in it. Although I have to say, everybody's really great on steaming milk here, but that's just about it. Like, that's the sweetener. The natural sugars in the milk is a sweetener for the coffee. It's amazing. Some people do put sugar in it, not gonna lie, but it's just, for me anyway, drinking it in its pure sense is great. And we get to do it now on level 2. Yay! So that's really, really cool. Hairdressers are opening up, I believe, on Thursday, retail as well. And then on Monday, depending on the data, this is why I love Jacinda. She's going to reflect on the data before she goes ahead and opens bars and restaurants. Although they are largely hit, and probably maybe even disproportionately hit during this COVID-19 era. And unfortunately, it's just, it is what it is, right? But it's trying to be just, that public safety piece needs to be there. But I have to tell you, I really, really feel empathy for people in hospitality. A lot of us, I have a lot of friends in hospitality. My husband used to even work in hospitality until recently. So yeah, we're coming along. We're getting there, which is great. We're friendly with people that are on the front line, and we're generally speaking, we have really good attitudes here with people, although there's always somebody that snaps back, and we just kind of look at each other like, well, of course they're grouchy, like, don't worry about it. But there are those frontline heroes that we're really, really appreciative of, and people that stock those shelves when we have to go to the market, and we're respectful, and it's really has been just such a community base. And I have frontline workers in my family, not only my husband, who's in law enforcement, but also, back home, my little brother works in the emergency room at the San Gabriel Valley Hospital, San Gabriel Valley Medical Center. So he's doing his bit. There's my brother-in-law who is in New Zealand that is a first responder as well, and works in an ambulance. And my sister-in-law is a nurse. So yeah, there are people there, and I just want to really I'm so grateful and thankful for the people of service that are that are serving us in ways that we could never really fully thank them, which is something that I always reflect on. But anyway, we're starting to open up slowly, and I want to be able to take this time to really implore you, to really get you to think, how are ways that I'm showing up in my business and social media? There's so many podcasts out there that will actually help you with that. And that's cool. Please listen. Look at there's a theory out there that you can have 4 to 5 experts on the same topic, and they will go up and say the same exact thing. But for some reason, human nature will only click to one of them. While the other 4 make no sense to whatsoever, that one will stand out. I hope that I'm that one for you. If not, please find one. This is so important. We need to actually have a really, really strong business presence out there. And that means showing up regularly. So that means the easy way to get this done is do mini campaigns in Insta stories and Facebook stories that you can recycle. So talk about your offering. What do you want to be known for? What is special about your product or service at this time? And make little vignettes, make little videos that you can repost so you're always in front of mind. You don't always have to post on the newsfeed every day to be visible. What you can do, and a lot of people do this, there's a lot of great case studies where people just put in one huge image in their newsfeed to show exactly what the campaign is all about. And then they go ahead and they showcase their work or what they do on Insta stories. Now, if you're not one of those people that like to be in front of camera, just know when you show up for yourself and you're a bit more vulnerable by doing so, and you're talking about your business and what you offer and how you do it. And this is the behind the scenes. This is me in the kitchen in the restaurant that I own. And this is what we're doing to prepare. And a lot of great businesses that I've seen out there have shown, we're cleaning our establishment. They're putting fresh paint on, which is gorgeous. They're really going into that extra mile of really deep cleaning their premises and getting ready to open for business. Please, if you have a business like that, please show that. We would love to see that. We want to support you. We're always there. There is an ideology where we always root for the person trying hard. And it doesn't always have to be perfect. That's why the Rocky series has been so successful, right? We're always rooting for the underdog. Small businesses around the world are the underdog at the moment, but we root for them. We want to support them. We want to do everything that we can for them if we see them. That's my takeaway. If you could just take away one thing, please, please, please know that you need to be seen. You need to be seen. You need to post on social media. So that is my sort of my intro wrap. What we're going to go into now, I'm really, really excited about. I've talked to you. Actually, she's been on 2 of our podcasts, Nikki Robinson, which I worked with for probably the last 6 to 9 months. I don't even remember. Nikki Robinson is with is doing a movement that's called Spark Change, and she's amazing. So I'm always getting it wrong when I'm introducing her. So she uses, let me see if I can get this straight. She uses a practice called Psyche. And I had recently said that it was therapy. She's not a therapist, but she uses it just feels like therapy. She helps facilitate this process where I can change my belief system, whatever it's negative or it has a real strong gravity. It could be around trauma. It could be around old belief systems that I need to restructure. She actually helps me reprogram that in really amazing techniques on how she do it. I won't even touch the techniques, but I will tell you after the session, I am a different person completely. And I think with a lot of the traumas that I've gone through personally, it's helped me so much expand and really transform what I want to be in the future. I'm always trying to focus on who do I want to be in the future, and she is that person that helps me with that. The other point I wanted to make is that she really helped me with manifestation. So that's one of those things where if you don't practice a lot, you forget. And I have to tell you, I was a really good manifester in the beginning. I believe that I've gained huge opportunity probably in the mid-2000s with really practicing that, including attracting my husband, which was another story. But it was just around the feelings of getting and achieving the things that you wanted. I mean, at one point I even had manifested a huge apartment in New York, rent-free, for weeks at a time. So that was in 2012. I think I have a YouTube video on that still, but it was just like me awestruck that I had this huge pre-war apartment. It was unfurnished, but it was gorgeous. And I had a doorman. It was great for this little Los Angelino to go and experience something like that. But anyway, Nikki really talks about the fundamentals in this podcast and what you need to do, how you need to get clear, how you need to create that pathway. And I always enjoy talking to her. I really feel strongly that you need to check her out. The links are in the bio, including her website, which is spark-change.com. I'll also put that in the show notes for you guys to look at. All right, I'm not going to further delay this. This is Nikki Robinson with Spark Change. Hello, everyone. I'm really excited because I have Nikki Robinson back with us, and she had me thinking about manifestation. She's actually helped me with a lot of manifestation and getting clear before you actually do it. And that's really a fundamental part for me anyway. And getting clear, like literally cleaning out everything in the house so you can receive new things coming in. And I say the house, so it's like my brain, just clearing the pathway to get clear, to get in all those great things that are coming your way and how to actually produce that. So Nikki, thank you for coming back. I'm really, really super excited that you're here.
Oh, so am I. Thank you for having me back.
Oh, totally. So let's talk about when your mind is very cluttered and you might have some detail or blocks or whatever it is, negative beliefs around you from not being able to move forward, but yet you really want something, whatever that is. It could be a relationship, it could be being abundant, it could be growing your business. Whatever it is, what do you need to do? How do you need to get started?
Right. So I think the first thing is you need to be able to paint the picture of what you want, and you actually need to declare it. This is the picture that I have, and building that picture is huge. It's yes, vision boards, etc., really do help with that kind of the creativity around that, what you actually want, and depicting it. You can do that mentally as well. The issue that you get when even though you may have articulated what you want and you may have declared it out and gone, this is me, and this is what's happening. It's around, as you say, clearing house. It's clearing all the underlying beliefs of whether or not you actually believe that can happen. And what we're stuck in, and most people don't realize the trick to manifestation, there's sort of three parts to it in my mind. There's the head, two parts. There's a head heart coherence. It's that being able to think and being able to feel it.
Yeah.
Okay. So you can think it, you can feel it, and that is a really, really good start to being able to manifest anything you want in your life.
Yeah.
Whether that's relationships, whether that is a house, whether that is a successful business, whatever. Whether it's just getting a car park at the supermarket when everybody's there at Christmas time.
Yeah.
That head heart coherence is huge. The issue that you've got quite often is that you've also got to believe it to be true, achievable, or you've already got it. It's got to be present tense. Now, what we're fighting most of the time is our subconscious. So our subconscious runs at about 95% of the time. Our conscious runs at about 5% of the time. So you could be declaring consciously and truly want that, but if you don't have the beliefs that underpin your desire, right? So, for example, yes, I'm going to lose 20 pounds, right? I'm committed, I'm determined, I'm going to lose 20 pounds. You can visualize yourself 20 pounds lighter. You can see yourself at the gym, you can see yourself in a little red bikini, however it is that manifests for you. But if you actually don't feel that you're worthy on a belief system in your subconscious, if you don't believe that you can, if you don't have those beliefs supporting you, you've got 90% of your life going, nah, not happening. So it's aligning those. It's getting those beliefs to align with your what your end goal is and what the outcome you're seeking is.
Right.
And understanding that, I have some blocks and I need to clear them. So it's around changing those subconscious beliefs into ones that serve you for your end goal. Once you've got that playing field all set, then the manifestation comes a lot faster.
I'm really excited about that because when you said the three things, I went, oh, okay, great. And I secretly was a little excited because I'm like, I'm getting a secret therapy session at the same time. So I felt like, okay, this is great. Because I often forget these things. I do, and I write them down, I take notes, and I'm a famous note taker.
Yeah.
But I forget those 3 pieces and how they, especially when you're in a state of stress. You know what I mean? So one of the things, and we talked a little bit about in our last podcast about Psych-K, but Psych-K has really cleared pathways for me unlike anything I've ever experienced. And I'm still almost don't believe it, but even when is that the kinesthetic test when you show me
muscle testing,
and regardless of how skeptical or maybe I don't fully believe that it's cleared, my body says that it is. Can you talk a little bit about that?
So the muscle testing is purely your body telling you what it is true and what's not, or what's yes and what's no. Your body can't lie. Your muscles can't hold a lie, effectively, is what we're testing for. And that's all done in science. That's all proven. Psych-K slightly different. Psych-K also has been proven by science, and Psych-K effectively is a series of balances to bring your brain into whole brain state, which means that you don't have the left hemisphere and the right hemisphere, only one side working, which can either make you overly analytical or overly emotional. And also, so that's your go-to when you go into stress response. It basically allows the divider in the middle of your brain, the corpus callosum, to either be a bridge or a barrier. Right. So Psych-K makes it a bridge. So your brain basically starts talking across both sides. Right. If it's a barrier, what happens is you go into a left or right brain dominance, and that is when you start having that overly emotional and you can't rationalize, or overly analytical and you can't respond, in an emotional way. So you become quite detached. So that's effectively what Psych-K does. But it's the beliefs that you put in during that point, and it effectively reprograms your subconscious. So it's probably worthwhile going back a little bit and understanding how the subconscious is programmed.
Yeah.
So the subconscious is programmed pretty much up to the age of 7. Most of our beliefs are put in up to the age of 7, because our brain is in a what they call theta state, which is your make-believe state. And so that's when you're most susceptible. Theta state can also be achieved in meditation, alpha through to theta. It can be achieved as you go into sleep. When you're in sleep and before you go into deep sleep, that's theta state. So that's when you're most susceptible and you're open for your subconscious to be reprogrammed. Okay? So what happens is that when you come to about 7, there's no analysis, there's no analytical capability for a child. So they don't sit there and go, oh, that makes sense to me that I shouldn't do that. And when mum growls at me, it's not because, she's scared. It's because I'm a bad girl, or I'm a naughty girl, or I've whatever it is that the overlay they put on. They can't rationalise that mum's actually a bit scared and you've just done something that is potentially life-threatening, so she's yelling at you and growling at you because of your own safety.
Right. So
if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
And so, but some of the takeouts of that could be that I'm a bad girl, or I'm not good enough, whatever it is. It's all done around up until about the age of 7, and then the analytic layer kicks in, and that's when our brain moves into more beta states, which is our current doing state, and our consciousness. It's our conscious state, which again, as I said, is only 5% now. So 95, right. Effectively, we're a bunch of 7-year-olds running around in adult bodies. And when we get stressed, we revert back to our old beliefs and our old habits.
Yeah.
And that plays out through our entire life. And most of the time, we're not even aware of these beliefs and how they are actually impacting on our lives.
So once we get clear, and we're doing this, and this is one of the things that I try to do, but I'm not very good at, is setting up some sort of daily practice around reaffirming my belief that what I desire is actually going to come to me, and then reaffirming that space where I just had a great session with you, say on a Monday, and then here Thursday rolls around and I forget to do it, and then on Friday morning I'm like, oh yeah, that's right, I'm supposed to do this, as a daily practice, what are some of the things that we can do to keep us on track?
I think that the good old-fashioned, everybody's banging on about meditation. Everybody's banging on about, things like yoga. Anything that puts you into that state, absolutely do it. Gratitude. Use gratitude as much as you can, because if you're grateful for something, it comes back to you tenfold. Not only that, but it's the feel-good stuff, right? We want to feel good. We don't want to feel miserable all the time or going around worried all the time. Unfortunately, that's our general state. But when you're feeling good things happen to you, more good things happen to you. So you want to feel good. So you do the things that make you feel good. Looking at nature, being in nature makes you feel good. Being grateful makes you feel good. When you do those things, then you can look at your dreams and your aspirations, and you can actually go into that make-believe zone where you're already there, you're already living it, you're already being it. It's in the present, it's in your existence now. May not physically be here, but you can feel it as much as it was there physically. If it was physically there. Once you can get to that point where it doesn't matter if it's here physically or not, that is when it'll move. So it's trying to find that, in a way, daydreaming, fantasizing, but living it, thinking it, feeling it. And that is when, you don't have to, it just happens organically. If you practice those things, you can fall into it a lot easier. It's like anything though, a practice is a practice.
Yeah.
Set an alarm if you have to. If you're not good at, Francesca,
I love that. I do love the alarm thing. Yeah.
Put an alarm. Yeah. And stick to it. Make it a particular time of the day as soon as you wake up.
Yeah.
After your first cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Make it a part of your routine. And amongst everything else that you're meant to make as part of your routine, the thing is that the time that you spend doing that will come back to you tenfold. So, that's my thing. Set an alarm.
Set an alarm. I love that.
Do gratitude, do meditation, do a yoga practice, anything that actually allows you to be and appreciate what's around you now.
You once told me, and I thought this was fascinating, you were talking to me about the state of vibration, the levels of vibration, and how you, I think it was a session when I got really angry at somebody. It was from a gas station.
Yeah.
And you were talking about okay, what is that vibration that you're in and how can you change it? And if you're in a really good vibration, would that anger have happened over those events? And my answer was no. So you were talking to me a little bit more about, to me, that was one of my best sessions because you really talked about concentrating on being on the higher state of vibration. And I guess... and I can't recall exactly what it is, but if you can just tell, I'm sure it's going to come out when you talk to me a little bit more about that.
So I think to liken it to a radio station.
There you go. That's it. That's it.
Liken it to a radio station.
Yeah.
If you've got the radio station on the channel you don't like and you're listening to music you don't like, you can't listen to another channel at the same time. You have to change the station.
Yep.
And in order to change the station, you have to physically go out and retune. It's a bit the same. It's the same way when if we're resonating at a low frequency, if we're angry or resentful or frustrated. Frustration's a massive one. I think. I mean, I get into those states as well. But it's catching yourself and going, I'm in this state. So when you're in that state, that is the radio station you're sitting in.
Yeah.
You can't see out of that, and other people can't actually access you outside of that state, because that's all you're going to get, because that is the station that you're in. That's a frequency that you're vibrating in. So you've got to go out, put your hand out and change the station. The way you do that is you call forth one of the higher frequencies, which again is, feelings of love. Think of your loved ones, think of your kids, think of your spouse, think of your parents, whoever. Well, maybe sometimes not your parents, because sometimes they have the frustration. But, think of people you love. Think of instances where you've had lots of laughs and laughter and beautiful people around you. Again, gratitude. Gratitude's massive. Gratitude's a really quick one to pull from, because it's really easy to go, I'm really frustrated. Okay, I'm going to sit in my car and I'm going to go look at the beautiful trees as they're swaying in the wind. Simple stuff. 3. Just find 3 things you're grateful for in that moment. And you'll start slowly turning the dial so that you're actually at a high frequency. So then you'll start getting more of So everybody then can access you at the higher frequency, which gives you more feel good. So I don't know if that explains what it is.
That's exactly what it was. I couldn't think of the radio frequency analogy, and that's exactly it.
Yeah.
So thank you for that. Tell me, we know that we know the three things that we need to do. We also know before that how to get clear and how to understand getting clear. And also clearing the pathways, getting in that practice mentality, setting my alarm, and also even just kind of clicking back into that higher vibration state. And I love that you identified like frustration and anger, and you labeled it. You said lower frequency.
Yeah,
I love that.
So I'll elaborate. So how do you know you're on a lower frequency?
You don't feel good.
Okay. You don't feel good. So how do you sit there and the first thing you need to do is identify and call it out. Right. Sit there and go, I actually emotionally I'm not feeling good.
Yeah.
Okay. That is actually the trick. That's the first trick. If you can learn that, then the next part's easy. But it's catching yourself when you're vibrating in those lower frequencies, going, this is not, because it doesn't feel good.
Yeah.
We're not meant to not feel good. We're meant to feel great all the time.
Yes.
And when we feel down here, when we go into the lower frequency, it's going, this doesn't feel right, because it's not right.
Yeah.
And that's as simple as that. So if you can catch yourself at that point, just remember that, and you'll come back up. Most people don't even realise that they're actually vibrating in those frequencies. We discussed last time around the ladies and the during the virus that fought over the toilet rolls.
Yeah.
They were vibrating in a really low frequency. They weren't even aware that they were actually vibrating there. So had they stopped and understood, it would have been a different scenario.
Yeah.
So I hope that answered.
No, I think it does. It does.
Yeah.
I've even recently I've caught myself going into I went to go get my regular eye checked in a hospital, get my eyes checked, and I was getting frustrated because I was on time, waiting in front of people. I'm still waiting. There's a lot of people going in, and I was starting to get nervous. All of these people and I started getting a really bad mood, and so I felt myself go low. And when I felt myself go low, I went, okay, that's it. Anybody that comes in your pathway, they get the best of you right now. So the wonderful person on the receptionist, like I was really there for her and telling her thank you and thank you for seeing me and thank you for putting me through. There was a woman that just felt like she needed before that to actually just be seen and talk to somebody. So I let her come in front of me because I have all the time in the world. I'm just going to go home afterwards. And, opening doors, doing all of that best me stuff. And I went away because I wanted to get out. I didn't like it. I didn't like the energy, but I changed it. Yeah. And I don't do that normally. I'm the tough broad that don't get out of my way, especially in public settings, but I changed it and my day was lighter. It was so much lighter because it could have been horrible. Yeah. Like it was literally like one of those New York days for me where you go on the sidewalk and a cab splashes you with water. Like it was that kind of day. Yeah. And it was actually it was raining for one of the first times here for a while. So it was just like, oh, I'm caught out with my umbrella. So literally I changed everything that day. Yeah. And I had great conversations with clients and my whole day was lifted. And I went, man, I forced myself. Almost like when I was working retail, where they would always drill in you in luxury retail. We don't care what your day's like, but out there on the sales floor, you're the most amazing day, the most amazing experience, whoever walks in front of you. Yep. And I did that, but in a more personal way. Yeah. I wasn't a customer service fake smile way. I genuinely was smiling. And whoa, what a difference. Yeah.
There is an element of when you're as catching it, as fake it till you make it. Force yourself, as you said, to be nice to the lady behind the counter. Because when when you're nice to people, they're nice back to you. And that's really, I suppose that's a vibration in work. If you are attacking somebody or being, not very nice, or energetically you're throwing your energy at somebody, which is not pleasant, they feel it as much as they would feel if you reached across and gave them a slap. you'd feel it. So when somebody comes across to you with love and compassion and being light and friendly and accessible and engaging, you're going to get that back, and it's going to make their day nicer, because they deal with all sorts of people all day as well. So it's and you feel better about yourself.
I did, and I had a big, huge pull in your head moment too, because as I'm standing there getting upset, I'm thinking, all right, if you were in the U.S., would you be seen at all without any health care? No,
we are privileged here. We are very lucky, very, very lucky.
Yeah, and I was in a place where I was lucky, and I was being seen, and I was being attended to, and I have my own doctor. Like, that stuff is we just don't have that there. Yeah. So for me to get upset on universal health care that works and that has a huge attention to detail, I can't even tell you what the difference is in the U.S. Even if you have paid insurance, which I did when I was there, the attention to detail on this free service, where any doctor anywhere can actually just go in and find out who you've last seen, what were your last test results, where are you at now. That doesn't happen in the U.S., even if you're paying for it. No. So, hello, like, obvious stuff here. Yeah. I mean, living in New Zealand does make it easier for you to have great gratitude, for sure.
Well, that's the thing. The beautiful thing is that you've got I suppose, a bit of a hack to work out how do you change this. And if it's drawn from your experience in the States, you're looking for the positives. Yeah. When you're feeling like that, you're looking for the positives to change how you feel and how you're thinking. So you'll only find the positives. If we're always looking for the negatives, you'll always find the negatives.
That's so true.
So look for the positives. Yeah. And that's all you can do, is identify when you're vibrating in that frequency. Call it out and do something. Be nice to somebody, smile at somebody across the room, that's sitting there looking like pretty miserable. Give them a smile. Make contact with a small child that's there. Give them a wink, or something, something. And it's also that connection with other people. There's something special when you actually look at somebody and you truly look at them and you make a contact and you do something so they know they're seen. Because we spend a lot of our times looking past people, not looking at them, and not acknowledging that, hello you, I see you. And especially in hospital settings where nobody's looking at each other, everybody's looking down or at the television. Yeah. Nobody really looks at each other. So make that connection with people, because we are all connected. We're not separated.
So true. I think that's a perfect place to stop. Where can people find you?
Okay, so go to my website. It is spark-change.com, or on Facebook with Spark Change with Nikki.
And that will also be in the show notes. So if you'd like to get in contact with her or find out a little bit more of what she does, 1000%, I totally encourage you to do it, because I can't even tell you the changes that have happened in my life and the clarity. And we didn't get to have a chance to talk about levels of trauma, but I do want to bring you back eventually and really dive into that. I think with our work together, I realized that a lot of my base issues were wrapped around trauma, and I want to share how that was gently unfolded and really created a space where I can actually create and continue on in my life the way I want to. So I'd love to invite you back if you can.
I'd love to.
Very good. Great. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, thank you so much, Nikki, and we'll see you next time.
Right. Okay. See you. Bye.
This is a time to be seen, known, and heard, even if your business is taking a hiatus. No matter what type of business you own, this is the opportunity to get discovered by potential customers and gain new leads by using the power of social media. Social Collab was designed for you in mind, to help you understand and determine how to use social media for your business. This is not just another masterclass or online training. We take you on a personal business coaching process, and I designed your marketing dashboard that you can roll out into your business. To find out more, go to hustleandglow.com.